Here's the state of the Baylor women's basketball program. First of all, Nalyssa Smith is obviously gone. And we already know Jordan Lewis is gone too. She has no more years of eligibility. Nalyssa Smith only because she's projected to be the #1 pick in the WNBA draft. Why would she want to come back and risk that? I mean, why? It's more like Queen Egbo at this point. But she's kind of in a I don't know what to do state right now. Because she tweeted out the fault of what I'm going to read is what she tweeted out yesterday, which I would put that in the description below. Sometimes I wish I had a magic crystal ball that gave me a look into the future. I think the problem is for her is, where do I want to do? Where should I do? What should I do? Because right now we know there's some very limited in WNBA spots because it's small league to begin with. And also the problem is the Russian league is not that safe right now because what's going on in Russia and in Europe in general. So my advice for her is pray about it and go with your gut. But I know in my heart of hearts, I want her back. But I don't want to influence her one way or the other. It's just do the best decision for you and I'll support it. And the thing is, if she does come back, that's a 6'3" post player down low who's going to be automatically a starter and should improve her draft stock. And we already know Jamie Asberry is going to be back and Caitlin Bickle for one more year of eligibility. They're obviously going to have to hit the transfer portal because if you see Queen Egbo's gone, you only have 6 players, including a walk-on. That's not going to cut it, but that's not even including 4 incoming players for next year. But still, 10 players, that's not a lot. You don't want to have that issue 2 years in a row. And I don't know, Nikki Collins' staff are going to try to hit the transfer portal. And there's over 600 players in the transfer portal right now. And it's going to only increase as the season ends. I mean, that's the truth. And they're bound to find somebody. And to me, sure, Jordan Lewis losing her hurts. But she was only 5'7" at guard. And I think part of the problem this year for the team is they had small guards. I mean, they had Jaden Owens, who's 5'8", and she's going to be back for another year. We know Jamie Asberry's only 5'5". I mean, that's the thing. And Sarah Andrews at 5'6". Yeah, they're going to have to get more height at guard in the future. But the good news is they're starting to do that. Because next year's recruiting class, the incoming players, they have 3 guards coming in next year. 2 of those freshmen at 6'1". And those players, Bella Fonteleroy actually is 6'2". But the junior college guard, Katarina Ferreira, is 6'1". And Dariana Littlepage Buggs is 6'1". Obviously, you're going to have to find a replacement for Nalyssa Smith, which, granted, they do have a forward coming in Kyla Abraham at 6'4" or 6'5", depending on where you look. It's 6'4". So that does help, but the thing is, if you don't bring back Queen Egbo, you're going to have to hit the transfer portal because you got to have more size. Because Kendra Gillespie is not like tall, but the thing is, you don't want to rush her. She's 6'2", but the thing is, you don't want to rush her to play her. And same with Kyla Abraham. You need a veteran. And thank goodness they're going to bring back Caitlin Bickle because they need a veteran presence in the front court. And a player that's a leader. Of course, I don't think there's going to be any coaching staff changes, but we'll see. And And like the transfer portal, I don't think anyone else is going to leave after those 2 or 3 players. I don't think so, but we'll see. I mean, that's the truth. As you could tell, I do think next year, sure, they're losing Nalyssa Smith, but they should get back to the Sweet 16 next year. First of all, they're going to have more depth than this year. Obviously, if we're being clear, they only played 7 players on a 9-player roster, and that's including a walk-on. And the thing is, you didn't want to play Kendra Gillespie. She was like the 8th player. You don't want to play her unless you had to. Yeah, they're going to have to get more depth for starters. And you got to get more playmakers, more shooters. That last game against South Dakota, I think that was just an off game. Queen Egbo played great. It's just everyone else no-showed. I'm just calling it how it is. No-showed. Especially that start. But I'm not going to say the start was insurmountable by any means. It's just when you're down 11-0 or 18-4 or 16-4 in the first quarter, I just think they got down too early and they got close, like within 5 or 4 points twice, but they couldn't overcome. They were right there. They just couldn't get the stops when they needed to. And that's one thing they're going to have to address in the offseason. And I guarantee you, they're going to be very, very motivated. And they're going to have a full offseason with Nicki Collen, not just part of it like last year. Because, you know, Kim Mulkey left the program a week after the Baylor Men's National Championship. And it took time to hire Nicki Collen and her staff as well, which lasted into the summer, potentially. Like June, for sure, by May. It's just, you know what I'm saying? They need a full off season and get players what they're supposed to fix their system, which I think they're going to be only better. They can't get any worse. I mean, they just need to stay healthy. And I know Sarah Andrews is going to have to fix her hand. It's been bothering her at the end of the year. We'll see what happens, but I do think UConn women is going to take a step back next year, and we'll see about the rest of the country. A little bit of a step back for UConn women, but I don't know how much. I do know they're probably going to play Maryland at home next year, but we'll see on the schedule. Anyways, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. I'll see you guys later. Let's get me up to 400 subscribers or more by the end of this year.